So Todd, how was your week?
You know, each day, Joe, started out a little rough, but once I had my Boo Berry cereal, things really picked up.
I get you. You know, for me, it's all about the Boo Berry nights.
Chris, what did you think of the movie we're about to review?
I thought it was a Boo Berry good film.
Ladies and gentlemen, Boo Berry. I think we hit our allotted time for product placement.
I think so.
I think so.
All right.
Get that shit away from me. Today we're going to take a second look at The Exorcist III, also known as Legion.
Which, by the way, completes our triad. We did a recent top 10 best horror movies of all time. What was number one?
The first Exorcist.
1973, classic.
We also did a Junkyard episode and talked about one of the worst movies of all time, and that was...
The Exorcist II, The Heretic. Although I don't believe it belongs in the Junkyard.
Who's the titular heretic in that film?
I know. You saw my little... You can watch the Junkyard for my little thing, but let's move on.
But that brings us to The Exorcist III. Now, there's actually no exorcist in this movie.
There is, but we'll get to that.
This is my first look. I've never seen this movie until last night.
Last night, Joe watched it. So I've seen this movie probably about a half a dozen times. Yeah. It's very memorable in its look.
I was a huge Exorcist fan when I was a teenager. I didn't like this movie when it came out, but it's a movie that I've grown to appreciate more and more. Every time I see it again, I find new things in it.
I have dreams of a rose and of falling down a long flight of steps.
This might be the best movie to use just DC locales.
Yeah, they show the Biograph Cinema, which closed down in 1996.
It's no longer around,
a very seminal theater.
They film inside the tombs.
They do.
Yeah.
Which
actually inside the tombs.
Which another movie you might remember was filmed inside the tombs, and it featured a sax solo that went something like this.
I don't think that actually is the interior of the tombs.
I think you might be right. It doesn't matter. And some just real good shots of Georgetown.
Yeah.
And Key Bridge.
And they showed the iconic stairs again.
Which don't really have much to do with this film at all.
I know, but it's the memories that
they got to have some ties.
Yeah.
It filmed in 89, came out in 1990.
So this probably for you guys has a lot of like DC in the 80s sort of vibe to it.
That's part of the allure for me, I think, is the DC, Georgetown vibe.
The author of the original book and the writer and director of the sequel, William Peter Blatty, is an alumnus of Georgetown.
Yeah.
Good segue. Let's talk about Blatty a little bit.
Yeah. I think he kind of made his bones in comedy before that.
It's not necessarily that surprising because this movie has a really dark sense of humor.
But he did a number of screenplays for Blake Edwards.
I had no idea he did Shot in the Dark.
Shot in the Dark.
We will continue at another time. A pleasure at any time.
In 1980, he directed a movie called The Ninth Configuration. It's got Stacy Keach, who's been assigned to a kind of mental hospital for soldiers. A number of actors that were in this movie were in The Ninth Configuration. Jason Miller, of course. Ed Flanders is in. Scott Wilson, who plays the whacked out doctor in this.
You have a favorite picture? A fly.
Did the movie do well? I actually don't. It did financially. What about critically?
Well, I mean, it wasn't an expensive film, so I think it just maybe did passably okay.
Yeah.
But like when you compare it to the box office of the first film, it's like not even close.
Yeah.
I could see how some people might be like,
We'll get into this, but this movie suffers from a lot of pickup shots and reshoots.
Yeah, there were certain holes that for a first time viewer that I was lost.
which you were.
It is not in the file.
Well, let's dive into the cast because I have to just immediately call out George C. Scott. A lot of people know exactly who that guy is, and there's probably one or two movies that really pop into your head.
My groin.
I think of him, of course, in one of the great Kubrick films,
Dr. Strangelove.
Dr. Strangelove.
And he won an Oscar for Patton. And
He did, really?
He won. He refused to go there because he thought it was a dog and pony show, and actors should not be competing against. So he's one of the few that
Good for him.
turned down.
He did a good ghost story movie in 1980 called The Changeling.
The Changeling is a really good, interesting film. He was in Firestarter.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about
supporting actor.
My groin!
that. Isn't Martin Short like the president or something in that?
I don't think
No, not Martin Short.
Martin Sheen.
Yeah.
Martin Sheen's in it.
Short.
Incidentally, who's this Damien you mentioned?
And then Jason Miller.
Did they use him in the second movie?
No. Karras is not even mentioned in this.
No, but I thought there were some images of him. No?
No. It's like the second movie pretends that Father Karras didn't even exist for some reason.
Okay.
And I don't think at this point, like, Miller was acting much, too, because he was He was a playwright.
I think that's another reason I liked the third movie, is that it bridged a little bit better, obviously, with Karras.
Yeah. Father Dyer, played by Ed Flanders in this movie, is the same character played by the real priest William O'Malley in the first film. So, they've had this long history for the last 15 years. It's a natural progression up into this film.
So it is a better, if they called it the sequel,
this would be a good place.
this would be a better sequel to The Exorcist.
And even though Kinderman was played by Lee J. Cobb in the first film, there's an interesting kind of connection between Scott and Cobb.
Oh, yeah, tell us what that is.
They both played juror number 3 in 2 versions of 12 Angry Men. Cobb was in the Sidney Lumet 1957 version. Scott was in the 1997 movie as juror number 3, directed by, wait for it, William Friedkin.
Oh, wow.
6 Degrees of William Friedkin or George C. Scott.
Yep.
Okay. Now, got to talk about Brad Dourif.
Yep.
He's great in this.
He's really good in it. He's creepy as hell.
He always plays crazy people.
You know what? He really stands out in his movies. I always think of him as Wormtongue.
Well, yeah, of course.
But
he's the perfect
his
worm.
first movie, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, is Billy Babbitt. And he was also in Dune.
It is by the juice of Safu that thoughts acquire speed, the lips acquire stains, stains become a warning. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion.
Sadly, unfortunately, he's best known as the voice of Chucky.
I can't think of a thing to say. Fuck it.
As an actor, probably has paid some bills.
Now, I don't know if you guys picked up on this. I was mentioning this movie has a dark, quirky sense of humor. There is a child's play meta joke in this.
Oh, well, I didn't.
Oh, is there?
It's in the scene where George C. Scott first is talking with him, and he's the Gemini killer, and he is talking about like the various things he can do. He then like loses all his energy and goes,
Child's play, Lieutenant.
hard cut to a little kid in a wheelchair in the hospital who looks just like Chucky.
Oh, okay. I missed
All
that.
right.
Okay.
Between that and Fabio.
But like Brad Dourif, I just thought his performance just raises the stakes in this movie.
Hi, puppy.
Hello, Obi. This is Obi, everybody.
Say hello to Obi.
But I really was impressed with Brad Dourif.
He was great.
He's our biggest benefactor.
Oh, yes.
What did you say to him?
Jesus loves you. Everyone else thinks you're an asshole.
Another actor we got to talk about right away here is Ed Flanders.
Yeah.
I've always liked Ed Flanders.
Ed Flanders, by the way, has had a much bigger career than I realized.
Yeah.
Like, he actually just pops up in places. There's a movie you won't remember. It was the one with the guy from Mad About You.
Paul Reiser.
Paul Reiser.
Randy Quaid.
Bye Bye Love.
Bye-bye.
Ed Flanders is in it?
Yeah, he's an old man in it. He's good. But
like,
the movie's horrible.
But for me, I think I knew him as Dr. Westfall in St. Elsewhere.
St. Elsewhere.
A great.
That's one of my favorite TV characters is Dr. Westfall.
In Dr. Westfall, he had such compassion.
Gravitas.
And I think that's probably why they had him in this, because his character has a lot of compassion. Too.
He's also in a MASH episode, Yankee Doodle Doctor.
That's right.
He's the documentarian.
Colonel, I'm a funny kind of guy. I never compromise. I go right to surrender.
The other thing I have to say about Ed Flanders is that he is not new to horror movies.
Yeah.
He's actually done a few. He was also in the miniseries, which I always think of as a movie, but it was a miniseries, Salem's Lot.
By the way, is it a coincidence that the names Ed Flanders and Ned Flanders are so similar?
That's a good
It's
question.
confusing.
Donkily-do.
Nicole Williamson is in this.
Yeah.
And I think he's.
I don't really count him as being in this film, and we'll get to that.
Okay, but he's a really great actor. We can come to the plot later, but I was completely lost on what he did. But like, he's still a great actor. I want to.
He's shoehorned into this film,
Yeah.
which we'll get to.
There's a lot of other small actresses and actors.
Larry King shows up in the Tombs.
Yeah, can we just say this movie has cameos?
And
Yeah.
Let's not forget Fabio.
yeah, Fabio. And,
That throws me out of
and
that scene every
I
time.
know. It's weird. We'll get a little bit more into the weirdness, too. George C. Scott's wife and daughter, were they in anything? Did they jump out at you guys?
They're completely forgettable.
Okay, all right.
The wife, I think she might have been a victim of like the reshoots because she appears to be like born into this apron that she only wears.
Okay.
I think her voice is oddly dubbed too. Do you know where they filmed all the interiors?
Are you going to say the England
Nope.
studio? Oh, where?
Wilmington, North Carolina.
Oh,
Well, that would have been the time that was really coming on, hitting the map. It was cheaper to film.
Lots of tax breaks.
They had a bunch of studios sets there, but they also had the town of Wilmington.
Yep.
Now, how do you know this, Todd?
Well, I lived there, and I was the extra in the movies Lolita with Jeremy Irons, and I was also an extra in Twilight Man with Tim Matheson.
what's the Brooke Shields movie you were in?
Oh, that was horrible. That was
Driving a green compact car.
Dispatch, I got the suspect in the green Geo, northbound on Weeping Willow, under pursuit.
So let's dive into the plot. There's a lot of surrealism in this movie.
I wouldn't say there's a lot, but there's some.
Now, this is not a dream sequence.
You talk at the beginning.
You're actually maybe in the eyes of...
The killer.
Whose body is it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it bodiless? Is this the demon? But I like it. It's very interestingly shot.
It is back on Prospect Street, right across the street from the house and the steps.
Yeah. You see the little boy.
Yeah. Kind of following scene by the river. You see what's happened to him.
The little boy is killed.
Yeah. And decapitated.
The graphic violence is all in play.
Yeah.
You never really see anything. And I really like that about this film. I also want to mention just beautiful shots of the Potomac at the beginning during the opening credits.
Some good sort of introductory character stuff there.
Yeah.
I feel like pretty early on you're also meeting Ed Flanders' character.
Yeah. You see Flanders just kind of getting finished up with a mass, and he's in the kind of vestry talking to the altar boy, played by a young Kevin Corrigan.
And I like the relationship of George C. Scott and Ed Flanders.
Their chemistry's great.
Founding an order called Lurking Fathers. They've been standing out there for centuries. 4 new popes have been elected. It's a lot of white smoke. Official business.
So they always go to see a movie at the Biograph.
They go to the Biograph, which is cool.
I like that they have this long history.
And then they go to a restaurant later where we see
classic DC Georgetown restaurant.
Yeah, and we see Larry King and Surgeon General Coop in the background.
It describes the killing of the boy.
Yeah. And,
but that then leads to this theological discussion between the two of them.
Yeah.
There's some damage there.
Yeah.
Kinderman is seeing some shit. He's an atheist, I'm pretty sure at this point.
And he needs Ed Flanders' character.
They're both grizzled and hardened by life.
Yeah.
Father Dyer still has belief and trust in God.
Although I think Kinderman, he is an innocent, pure, like Kinder from German for child, man. So he's a child man.
He's a child man.
That's interesting. But I also think that he's an anchor for George C. Scott's character. Like, it wouldn't be too hard for him to go to the dark side.
Yeah, which happens in this film.
There's another murder killing.
I think this is the scariest one.
This is also where
this is the best one.
This is where you're also introduced to what is, I think, the demon.
Yeah.
In a way where you're hearing the demon.
This is where we see who may or may not be the nurse played by Nancy Fish, or is it the dementia patient? This is the first misdirect of that. We actually never see them enter the confessional. All we hear is a voice.
Yeah.
We see them enter the church, but we never see whoever it is enter the confessional. Besides another sequence which we'll get to, this is the second best sequence in the film.
Yeah, very creepy. So what this pretty much, this is officially a second murder.
Yeah.
They're connected in terms of what the police
Well,
believe?
that's what Kinderman thinks.
That's what he thinks.
But then they find out that the DNA and the fingerprints don't match.
That's right.
I think Ed Flanders is taken.
I keep doing that too.
Is taken to hospital.
Does he say, "How do we help, neighbor?"
But you see Kinderman come there to visit.
You eat half. It's implied. Where'd the other half come from?
Space, your native country.
Who stuck this guy?
Nice and peaceful here, isn't it?
I really like their banter
Yeah.
in that scene too.
Yeah, it's funny, and you're kind of introduced to some of the nurses coming in and out, but
But we see the one nurse who they smartly put a red sweater on her.
yeah,
So we keep our eyes
Yeah.
on her. So let's talk about the dream sequence.
All right, what a bizarre.
I know.
This is one of the reasons the movie stands out to me.
I think it's purgatory because they're in a station.
Another great DC reference, that Purgatory is Union Station.
Yeah. So,
Is there anything about this dream sequence that is scary?
It's not
Yeah.
scary, it's just off-putting.
you've got
Yes.
you've got Patrick Ewing as the Angel of Death, and then you've
But why him? Why is he in this dream?
He played for Georgetown.
he played for
Basketball.
Georgia. Yeah,
All right, why do we see Fabio?
I could write a book on like why is Fabio in
Why
the
is
dream sequence?
Fabio in
Yeah.
anything?
The living are dead.
Samuel Jackson,
Yeah.
before he was famous.
There's other little visuals and other little
Yeah, the
weird-
way the film is sped up.
Scott's interaction in the dream too, like when he sees the boy.
He's happy.
How you doing, Lieutenant?
I'm so sorry you were murdered, Thomas. I miss you.
I miss you too.
It's the only time you see him in a happy
But what's
experience.
the significance? I mean, you mentioned purgatory, but what is the significance otherwise, possibly, about this dream?
I
Even
think
having
he's-
this in the movie.
I mean, if you want to think about it literally, he's literally experiencing purgatory
Yeah.
in this dream because he sees his friend who just died.
But why?
If purgatory is real, which it's not because I'm not religious,
Yeah.
but in the theology of the film, if it's real, maybe you can tap into it via dreams.
You know, I wonder if both of us are dreaming this.
No, Bill. I'm not dreaming.
Within like a beat or two, there's the discovery of Flanders.
Flanders is Father
Wow.
Dyer is killed.
Yeah,
And
that's
and
creepy.
it's a gruesome way.
His blood has been perfectly extracted and put in these perfectly symmetrical jars on the table.
But this is when you get a sense of like
the lady.
something's off here.
Nancy Fish's nurse.
She is almost kind of smirking in the interrogation.
Do you
She's
think
very
there's,
smug.
you think there's something up with her?
Yeah.
You saw Mrs. Clelia walking around?
No, not exactly.
Not exactly.
I found her lying completely unconscious.
This is where I think George C. Scott does a great job. This is his best friend.
Yeah.
Who's not only been killed in this horrifically explicit way.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth!
That's where they discover.
Written in Father Dyer's blood.
Who could have possibly known
Yeah.
that connection between the two of them that they had seen and talked about? It's a Wonderful Life. It's written in blood. How possibly could that happen? Someone's fucking with him.
And I didn't pick up that they were seeing It's a Wonderful Life.
Which one of you knew that we saw that and then wrote it in blood? I bet it's you, bitch nurse. Yeah, she's good as the red herring.
What if the nurse's name actually was Nurse Herring?
Now let's go back for a second about this whole It's a Wonderful Life thing. So does this mean that the demon has set its sights on him, George C. Scott's character?
Yes.
You know?
Because he was friends with Father Karras.
Yeah.
At this point, he is a focus for the whole movie.
Yes.
The Gemini killer is a big part of the plot in that there's this Gemini killer that had an MO. At first, we thought, oh, it's copycat. There's a copycat killer remembering this killer's MO from long ago, and they're duplicating the killings.
Loosely based on the Zodiac.
Yeah.
That's right. So how would the current killings match the truth if it was hidden from the public? How is the killer knowing something?
Unless it was the actual Gemini killer who died 15 years the same night that Father Karras exorcised the demon from Reagan McNeil.
I was only 21 when I died.
Lieutenant Kinderman, he's convinced that there's some connection with some of the patients in the psych ward. And he's drawn to this room.
But he has to talk to the administrator first, and the administrator is kind of stonewalling him first, and he's really manic in his interactions with.
Wait, Joe, you mean there's another weird character that stands out in this
I
film?
know. So,
Constantly smoking, too.
Can we just mention that this is one of the last movies that featured smoking?
in
Non-stop
hospitals,
smoking.
in hospitals, no
Yeah.
less.
I mean, the amount of smoking.
Father Dyer smokes.
Yeah.
Everybody smokes.
He also goes to the neurology part where the dementia patients
Yeah.
are.
Yeah,
He meets
that's right.
that one woman.
Yeah.
That's right.
Who's waiting for her radio to be repaired. And
Her
she's-
imaginary radio. He's very nice to her.
It's a wonderful life.
He doesn't see the Gemini yet.
But this is a big part of what I visualize when I think of this movie.
Yeah.
Is the interactions with
It's
Brad.
a great looking set. It doesn't make sense when you think of the geography of the hospital.
No.
Because this is supposed to be in a basement. Why are these giant shafts of light coming in? I mean, it's a great looking shot.
It's a great looking shot. But
it makes no sense logically.
But when I visualize this movie, I think of their interactions and I think of the cell.
Yeah.
I find that one of the more disturbing parts of this movie is that if this is indeed Father Karras, his soul has been trapped in this torment
And
for like
that's
15
important.
years.
The Gemini is dead.
No, I am not! I'm alive!
One of the most striking moments of the movie for me. And one of the reasons I like it is the setup.
Whoever did these killings has like had knowledge of surgical procedure, like the Gemini killer did.
Yeah.
And that nurse that I was like, she's weird. She was like, "What are you doing here? Like, you've lost staff. They need to investigate the murder."
She's a bitch.
I know.
She says that.
What are you doing here? I don't want you to find out I'm the killer.
I'm a bitch.
What if her name was Misdirect?
Misdirect.
Brad Dourif is the MVP of this movie.
Yes.
He wants Kinderman to believe that he's really this evil, malevolent
Yeah.
Right.
demon entity.
Right.
Kinderman's not going on with it.
I don't believe you're the Gemini killer.
His family's at risk.
He sees Nancy Fish's name tag.
Yeah.
It says Julie.
Please leave. I cannot wait for you to leave.
Oh, you are issuing a clear invitation to the dance.
It's not her name.
Because that's his daughter's name.
Yeah. I think just Nurse X is what it says in the credits. You see her leave the hospital.
She's got a bag.
Yeah. And she gets into a cab.
Is she the physical being that has been killing everybody? Or do we think
we don't know.
I
Do we
don't
think-
know because like some of the manic people I was seeing in the hospital, particularly administrators.
I think the old lady who crawls on the ceiling did a killing.
Oh my God, that scene. We didn't even talk about that
We
scene.
didn't mention that scene.
That is a great visual. How does he miss seeing a lady crawling around the ceiling?
It's not a high ceiling. And you can tell it's a stuntman with a mask on.
Yeah.
I think
but it's still a great shot.
That is a creepy scene. Anyway, back to the plot.
Someone else almost calls and says like, the nurse is there to bring something over. So
That is the nurse in Lieutenant Kinderman's voice. That's the
okay.
nurse.
So
it's
that-
one of his party tricks.
Okay, so the whole family is expecting something for this nurse bringing
something
for him.
Kinderman's wife is still wearing that same apron.
So
for some reason.
and they kind of race through Georgetown.
And like where Kinderman lives is
Yeah.
clearly not Georgetown
I know.
either. Is that might be the upper northwest somewhere.
That looked like more Glover Park.
But I like the way they did some of the intercutting with the nurse.
It's
And-
good tension.
And so
Great tension.
I actually kind of laughed a little bit when he finally gets to the house. George C. Scott is of a certain age when he filmed that, so he's actually out of breath when he's like running up the hill.
As he should be.
Because he just got kicked in the groin.
My groin!
By the way, you think it would be funny if like he had a discussion about this with Blatty?
Yeah.
Do I have to run? Yes, your wife and family are about to be killed. Ah, fuck.
Oh my God.
Oh, hi, Dad. Mother, Daddy's home.
What's this?
And things are okay.
You think things are okay because you're like you
Because that
saw.
adds to like the possible misdirect.
You didn't see the
Yeah.
nurse go into the house. You just saw the car.
No,
Yeah.
but they know she's there.
Yeah, how'd it go?
Julie!
I'm going to say something you guys are going to think I'm a little weird. But lately, I've come to realize that these dog treats are actually really tasty, and there's nothing wrong with humans eating them. So if you guys want these,
I would love to try it.
you want to try it?
Yeah.
All right. And you can take that, Joe. There's one for you. Oh my God. Oh my God.
So good.
So yummy.
So good.
Oh, you guys want one?
No.
All right.
No.
All right. Here you go.
Woo.
All right.
That explains why The dogs are constantly hanging out tonight.
I wanted you to see this.
By the way, is that a real tool? This like
I don't know.
giant scissor thing?
I
Is
don't
that used for like?
It looks scary.
It is.
I don't know.
It's like, why didn't Jason ever use it?
Why didn't Jason Voorhees ever use
Maybe
this?
coroners use it.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
And so he realizes that this is something outside of patient X.
There's supernatural things afoot.
Come in, Father Morning. Enter, Night. This time you're going to lose.
This is where I got lost again. The Father Morning character, they cut to him.
So this is an exorcism.
Yeah.
And this is a good chance to talk about the reshoots that were mandated by the studio.
Okay.
Somebody in the studio was like, this is called The Exorcist III and there's no exorcism? Huh?
I mean, it's a good point.
It's shoehorned the whole morning thing. And it's like, and Nicole Williamson is a great actor, and I think he was just wasted in that.
There's no character.
I know.
The marketing department of the studio was like, we can only market this as an Exorcist sequel.
Yeah.
Right.
So it has to be Exorcist 3. And that was never like Blatty's intention. It was always just going to be called Legion.
Yeah.
Like his book was called Legion.
Do you know if there was a test audience that commented on this?
I'm not sure about that.
I bet there was.
There might have been.
Yeah.
So they had done the initial shoots in Georgetown and Wilmington, North Carolina. If there was a test audience, it was after the reshoot. At first, Brad Dourif wasn't available for the reshoots, so that's why they put Jason Miller.
But all right, so really it was a studio note.
Yeah.
That led to that added to the pickups.
But and created more
reshoots.
Confusion.
We do get into pretty much the ending of the film here. This is the big moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like the exorcism.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you could easily take that part out of the movie.
Yeah.
And it has no effect on it. I think it actually deters from the film.
Yeah.
It makes it more confusing.
But a pretty big scene.
Yeah.
Evolves here, which is I mean pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
George C. Scott is thrown around the room.
At this point, I think that was kind of for the viewer, because you're like, how much is this just mind control, him able to kind of push people?
Yeah.
And so this is like, oh wait, he actually has power.
I'm not sure how they did this back in 1990, but there is some sort of like visual wave form that is like pushing him into the wall. I really like that.
How does he defeat?
He's basically, I love that.
I think
this is the one thing I like about the
finally
reshoots.
shifts back to Karras for one moment there.
But before that, it's George C. Scott's Kinnaman saying like what he believes in.
I believe in justice and inhumanity and torture and anger and hate.
All these terrible things that humans do.
I believe! In you.
And that sort of like throws the demon, not Pazuzu, for a second.
Right.
And then Karras comes through for a second.
Bill, now! Shoot now! Kill me now!
That's the original ending of the film.
And Pazuzu, as per IMDb, is voiced by Colleen Dewhurst, who was at that time an ex-wife of George C. Scott, which is kind of funny. He's like, my ex-wife is doing the voice of the devil. Sounds good.
Is it the defeat of the demon?
Evil's never defeated, Todd.
I think overall, I found it really uneven. I particularly enjoyed Brad Dourif's performance. I like Ed Flanders.
So good.
I mean, Ed Flanders.
Stupid, sexy Flanders!
I really liked seeing Georgetown in this.
This is my favorite DC film.
I like the film visually. I really like the chemistry between Ed Flanders and George C. Scott. You mentioned it already, but Brad Dourif's acting, I think he's a standout of the movie. It's pretty well known that you're a chicken shit when it comes to horror movies.
Yes.
Was this movie scary?
I like the fact that, as Chris mentioned earlier, there wasn't the gore index was not like through the charts. Everything was kind of off screen for the most part.
But there were certain moments.
There were like the confessional truly scared me.
Demonic voice.
Yeah, the demonic voice.
To me, this movie has just these moments of scariness.
Yeah.
But they're very well executed.
I think this is mostly a character-driven film.
Absolutely. And maybe that's why
That's
I
what I
give
like about it.
Maybe that's why I give it a higher grade. Probably a higher grade than Joe. The first Exorcist is an A+. Would you guys agree?
Yes. It's not only my #1 horror film, it's in my top 10 films of all time.
Exorcist II is an F.
Yes.
I would give this a solid B.
Yeah, I would give it a B.
I'm going to give, just because of the uneven nature for me, I'm going to give it a solid C to C-.
This is a flawed film, but it's an interesting flawed film. General audiences will probably never really accept this film.
Speaking of general audiences, what about General Mills?
That's a good point.
And there's no better spokesperson for General Mills than a certain Count I know, Count Chocula. You know, guys, after a long day of talking about these films, I have to say that nothing ends my night better than a chocolatey bowl of Count Chocula.
It's like a Transylvanian party in my mouth when I eat that.
He might be the undead, but it's alive in my mouth.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, General Mills.